Hi everyone. Today I thought I'd share a cute little Easter project. It's this little Easter chick, and it's really simple to make, and it holds a little Cadbury egg. So he's kind of laid an egg there, and I thought I would show you some of the punches I used to make this little chickie. He's really fun. I've done this same exact box so many times, and it's just you can change it up and make it so many things with punches. So these wings, for example, can be made with so many different punches. There's a scallop oval in the Stampin' Up collection. This one, you can take the scallop heart and cut it in half and have two wings coming down. There's so many ways to look at your punches. So kind of today what I wanted to do is make this box, but I also want to show you how to look at your punches and see what else they can be. And I'm going to show you what I used for this one. These little guys here, they look like little claws, right? But they're actually the tops of the strawberries. Let me find my strawberry punch so I can show you. So, you know, that reflection might actually hurt the idea of showing you, but I'll cut some out for this project right here. And then here are the little chickie's wings. So it's really easy to come up with different things to make with the punches. Like this strawberry shape, for example, kind of looks like the shape of a head. You could maybe use it at Halloween as a skull with some black eyes and draw. You can use it as a pear, you know, this way with a little stem. So there's so many different ways. And so today we're going to use the strawberry punch. I wanted to, I always take a look at my punch wall and just kind of stare at the shapes and try to not think about what they're supposed to be and just look at the outlines. You can also do that by looking at the catalog at the punch page and kind of see what's there. Let me grab a catalog. Kind of flip to the punch page and look at the gray shapes and try to not look at what they're supposed to be. So here's that strawberry, and I was thinking of feet, especially because this little stem kind of looks like it's legs. I mean, we're going to cover that up, but that is a perfect foot for a chicken. And there's other things that can be used for different things. So a lot of the punches are on sale right now, which is another thing I wanted to point out. As I was putting this together, it's like every year I had to come up with a new way to make a chicken. There's always different ways to do it. You can always find a way to make it. Or bunnies, things like that. Like this would be a good ear for a bunny, but so would petals from the daisy punch. So there's different ways to use everything. And I'm probably saying that too much, but you really can't say that too much. I don't really sell my punches when they retire because they're just so fun to create things. Some people are even really super duper creative. I saw someone make like a hula girl and mermaids out of, maybe it was the tulip. I mean, it was just amazing. So some people just Google punch art on Pinterest, not Google, but put in the search engine punch art. You'll find some amazing punched creations. So we're just going to do something super simple, the chicken. And the strawberry punch is on sale because it is retiring. This catalog only goes through the end of April. So a lot of things that are retiring are on sale. And that strawberry punch is on sale. And another punch that we're going to use to make this box is this tag topper. And this is on sale also. And so that means that they are retiring. They are while supplies last. Now, if these are gone and you can't make a chicken with these, I'm sure if you looked at your punches, you can find something to make a chicken. It's really easy to look at it this in a different way. I have to rework it based on what is available almost every year. This is a good one too, for chicken, his little feet. And then these could be his wings. This is a fun. This is also on sale and retiring. This die set. Some people like punches, some people like dies. I wanted to point this one out because it has these little flower centers that could double for the eyes. You know, sometimes it's hard to find the perfect size circle punch, and this one has a few of those. And you could even use these for bunny ears. This one's pretty versatile. That one's called Pierced Blooms. Pierced petals? Pierced blooms. Okay, let's make our chicken. I'll stop talking. Okay, you want to start with a piece of cardstock. I'm using Daffodil Delight, and I've just cut 2 inches off the end of the cardstock. So the cardstock comes 8.5 by 11. You're going to put it at the 8.5 side. Now when I cut this on this track, I'm going to show, it's already cut, but I want to show you that I didn't go all the way to the 2 and get it, usually you're trying to be super precise and you're like hugging that line as close as you possibly can. When you're going to put it in this tag topper punch, this opening is exactly 2 inches. So if your paper is slightly harder to get in there, it's because it's also 2 inches, you know, so it's like too much friction, too close, too exact. So bring it to the 2, but then nudge it, just nudge it a little bit and cut it, and then it'll fit in the punch better. So I'm saying it's 2 inches, it's 2 inches minus a nudge. All right. Now we want to score it before cutting the ends. You may be tempted to cut the ends off, but that's also cutting off a little bit of cardstock, and so the measurements might be off. So wait to punch the ends until you're all done with your scoring. So this only needs 2 scores. You're going to score it at 3 1/4 and 5 1/4. And that's going to give you a 2-inch center, like that. Okay, now you can go ahead and punch the ends. So you're going to take your tag topper punch. Now the tag topper punch is perfect because it already has a hole in it. Let's say you don't have the tag topper punch. A way to make the same idea is you could use this with any of the punches. This one is still available. You might have to adjust, like, oh, this 2 inches fits in there actually. And you go in through the back. Normally you'd want to punch the whole thing so you can go in, but here you only want to punch the top, so you can do it this way. There's so many different ways to use our punches. So you can do that now. It's not going to have the hole in the top for the ribbon, but you can use a hole punch and do that. So this is a way to add a decorative edge without using the hole punch. That's why I wanted to tell you that I want you to look at your punches a different way. Okay. But I have this one, and it's on sale. So go grab it. You're going to go all the way in and punch. And then turn it. See how that went in easily? That's because I did 2 inch and a nudge, or less than a nudge. There. So now I've got this, and that's the body of the chick. And then we want something to keep that Cadbury egg in place. So then we have another piece. This one is 2 inches also to fit in that box, but now it's only 4.5 inches instead of 8.5, so it's half of this. All right, and this was going to need some scoring, so we're going to score this at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to go to 1 1/4, and then 3 1/4. Did I do that at 3 1/4? I hope I did. And then 4. I did. Okay. Now this is where our Cadbury egg is going to sit. Or whatever egg. I saw some Reese's peanut butter. I think they were called Reese's Pieces eggs. I don't know. They look like the same size as the Cadbury. Okay. So now we need a hole in here to rest our egg. So we're going to use, you can use circle dies. Those are perfect. I happen to have a punch. Now I'm going to use this punch. This is our old punch style punches. The circle dies work too, and the reason why I'm using the punch is just because I'm thinking about doing this at Stamp Camp, and I don't want there to be a line of people waiting for the die cut machine. So I'm going to use a punch, and I have a little trick for how to do that. Sometimes it's hard when this punch is so big. You know, the dies are so nice because you can see where you're putting it, whereas this is so big. You're like, am I too far to the right, too far to the left? You can try to eyeball it looking at the score lines, but it's difficult. So I like to punch out a Post-it note, and then I'm going to place it where I want it to be, and then I've got a target. And it's centered. See? Now if you're using the dies, those are easy peasy. Go with that, but I think I'm going to do this. Okay, now here you're going to add some tear tape, but before we do all that, I thought maybe I would sponge a little bit of color just to give the chickie some more life. So, oh, you know what, while I'm going to get the sponge out, let's do his wings and everything too. So, with the strawberry punch, or whatever punch you're going to use for wings, you're going to grab a scrap piece. I love saving my little scraps so that I can cut out these little wings and different things. And you're just going to punch 2 wings. Okay, and using the same punch and some scrap. Let's see if I have a good scrap. Here's a good scrap. I'm going to punch 2 feet. Okay, now I need some eyes. Now here's where you have to look at your dies again. We've had so many dies that have circles in them, but you might have some circle punches. You might even have a hole puncher. That's a big hole puncher you can use. So I've got a whole slew of dies and punches because I usually hang on to them. So I have some of these, and I'm going to go ahead and use these. I need 1 yellow. I need 2 white, and this is a 1/2-inch circle. And again, if you don't have these little punches, look through your what you do have and see what you can do for an eye. You might be surprised at how many things have circles in them. We had an owl builder punch. Do you remember that one? I make that one with eyes all the time. Okay, and then I need a little black. Now, if you can't find a little tiny one like this, you can even use a marker to color in the black. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my sponge dauber and add just a little bit of yellow sponging to the wings. Just give them more definition. I didn't do that on my prototype because I was just kind of figuring out what punches I wanted to use and if I liked what I had. Okay. Okay, and maybe his eyelids so that they'll stand out against the base of the project. There we go. Okay, so that's my sponging. I'm not sure if I want to add it on the feet. I don't think I am going to add it on the feet. Okay, I just want the yellows to stand apart from each other. When you have them all on top of each other, you kind of lose some of them a little bit. Okay, so here is my body. Now we're going to put it together. Let's glue our little pieces, little eyes, so I don't lose them. Now, the only reason why we needed 1 of the yellow is because we're going to cut it in half. And these are going to be like his eyelids. And I didn't go quite in half. This one's a little bigger. So I'm going to trim a little more off of this one. There we go. Okay, so the black centers, and again, if you don't have black, small one, you can always draw that in. Okay, and I'm going to do the eyelid. For some reason right now this is looking like Cookie Monster, but it's yellow. I don't know why I thought that. Stream of consciousness while I'm creating. Okay. There we go. Okay, there's his eyebrows. Now I happen to have a little white, you can use a chalk marker, but that's also on sale. Really seriously, this is, I'm talking to you on, or I'm filming this on March, I think it's 24th. And there's a lot on sale. So maybe check it out. A lot of stuff is retiring because of the new catalog coming out. Okay, now we're going to put it together. So I've got my tear tape. And you're going to want to put some tear tape or some liquid glue, whatever you like to use. I like tear tape for boxes because it's strong and easy. And you're going to put it on the area, that first little scored area. There we go. Okay, now we're going to fold it like so and put it within our little chickie here. So you're going to go right in that little scored center. First one's easy. Second one is a little more awkward because you've got shapes now, or box, half a box. There we go. So you've got that down. And we don't care that this is open because it's going to be covered up like this. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing in the video. And that all makes sense. Okay, now we're going to use some cute little ribbon to close it. I'm going to use this ruffled ribbon. It is also on the clearance rack. So fun. Rouged ribbon. This is actually from a couple spring catalogs ago, but they still have some on the clearance rack, and I actually picked up another roll of it because I love getting ribbon on the, I have a ribbon problem first of all, but I love getting ribbon on the clearance rack because it's still Stampin' Up! Colors. This is Daffodil Delight. It's a current color, and this is great ribbon, so always check the clearance rack for ribbon. Alright, I'm putting my egg right in there. And this is one of the Cadbury chocolate ones. Yum yum. Those other ones with the egg yolk centers are also really fun. Okay, or there's caramel too. I like that one. Alright, so we're going to go like this. And I'm going to cut myself a length of ribbon here. I'm going to go through both sides with it folded in half. And then I'm going to go through the hole like that loop and pull. Okay? And then you're going to trim this up. And I kind of feel like maybe could this look like, you know, like the chicken has little hairs coming out of the top of his head? Little feathers, I should say, hairs. So then we'll trim them how we like. Let's see, I'm going to go down like this. There we go. Okay, now we're just going to glue. So we're going to take our liquid glue and just kind of assemble the chickie. I got to show you how to make that, oops, beak. Should have put the chocolate in last. Okay. One wing. You kind of want to make sure you get them even, so that's why I like using that liquid glue, because I can flail around with them just a minute. There we go. Alright, his feet. And his eyes. Now you can make, those eyebrows really do make him look either grouchy, sleepy, angry. I have them both kind of pointing like he's looking off to the side, like he's suspicious of something. This one looks sleepy. So kind of depending upon how you angle those eyebrow or eyelids makes a difference. Okay, now for the beak, I just cut a strip of pumpkin pie and I kind of made a square, teeny tiny little square, and I folded it in half diagonally. Okay, and it's hard to do because it's a teeny tiny little square. So it's not going to be even, and that's okay, because once you've got it, I cut it again into a nicely formed triangle. There we go. And I like it because you could just do a flat triangle, but I kind of like the folded in half because it just gives it, like it's an actual beak sticking out, just gives it a little added dimension or something. I think I do like the sponging that I added onto him. I think it just gives it a little something extra. Alright, and put his beak right there between his eyes. And doesn't he look fun? Now, you could take this a step further and make a little Happy Easter or something like that if you wanted to. I think he's fun, just like this. This would be really cute for the kids' table at your Easter party, Easter dinner. Put in the kids, one of your kids' baskets, your grandkids' baskets. Anyway, super cute, a little chickie. There's still time to get these things for Easter, so be sure to head over to the last chance list. I'll put a link to that in the video description, and you can check out what else is on sale. And I hope that you will come back again and watch some more videos. And I have a lot of older Easter projects too, so I've got some really great Easter baskets that you can look up through my videos. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.